What if you've just been recently laid off and you're over 50? Or you're just sick of your career and you want to change? So changing your career after 50 probably requires a little more thought than you think. And the main reason is education. So we all know how, in first world countries anyway, education costs are through the roof. We're talking tens of thousands of dollars to get any type of qualification. And when you're an older person, that's a bit of a risk. You might not even get a job at all in the new occupation that you want to, the new career path you've chosen. And you're going to have to start right at the bottom as someone with little experience. So you're setting yourself up for failure basically straight away, because then you have to compete against people who they perceive as wanting a lot less money, even though that might not be the case. I know for me, when I've applied for jobs, I've told them I'm quite happy to take entry-level pay, and they seem to think that I'm lying, or I'm just doing something until I can get something better in a month's time or so. But guess what? Younger people do the same thing. They job hop far more than older people. So I don't get where employers place any sort of preference over people that they perceive are going to be there for a longer time, because the reality is they don't. Lucky if people stay 1 or 2 years in a job nowadays. Basically, you've been blocked from starting a new career mainly because of the prohibitive cost of education and the fact that you need to now compete against a much different demographic than what you normally apply for. So personally, I think the ultimate goal is to start your own business, but starting your own business takes a long time. It can take years. I've been researching on YouTube, but generally, in most cases, it's not till 2 or 3 years where a YouTube channel gets to the stage where it's actually providing a decent enough income. And even then, most of the income isn't from YouTube at all. It's from products you sell, or affiliates you have, or value that you add through tutorials or training and things like that. So that takes a long time. So what do you do in the meantime? You apply for jobs that require no education and are easy to get, and you can get either full-time or part-time, and generally they're not as age biased as the more professional type careers. So here we go with the list. Yeah, so first one is work in retail. You don't need any experience or education for that. Just working in a store, like a large department store, packing, selling, labeling, cleaning maybe. I don't know what they do, but that's the sort of thing. Number one is an admin assistant. So this is one that I've done a couple of times since I've lost my career. So basically it's just emailing people, managing Word documents, managing files, keeping appointments and schedules up to date. Basically the type of simple computer tasks that an admin assistant would do. Then there's a receptionist. That's just answering the phone, directing customers to the right people, answering general queries, and just giving a face to the company. Though it makes me wonder whether this job is as popular as it used to be, now that a lot of people are working at home and people use the internet. So then there's driving type positions like DoorDash or Uber or Lyft, or becoming a Amazon delivery driver, things like that. You can do that part-time, full-time, and whenever you want. And then there's sales positions. I guess is a little different to just retail positions. Retail positions, you're not really required to sell. You're more like keeping the store in order. So with a sales assistant, this would be like working in an electrical store or a furniture store and you actually need to have product knowledge and you need to provide choices to customers, and so you need a fairly good knowledge of a product. Doesn't take long to learn that type of stuff. So another one is a security guard. In this country, I've done some research on this, you need some type of certification, which is very minimally priced. And I know recently the last 10 years or so, on the trains here, they've had a lot of security people added, and the bulk of those seem to be quite old people. They're old like me, like they look like people who are getting close to retirement or people who just have been displaced from their regular jobs. So that's another good option. This is a job I'm sure a lot of people are not going to like, but that's working in a call center. I know it's one job I wouldn't touch either. So that's basically just managing phone calls, and I guess more recently managing chatbots. So that's, to me, that's a high pressure job. You're going to be monitored constantly all the time, and you're going to have to perform to a certain standard, so you're always going to have that pressure. So then there's caring roles. So more and more as time goes on, a lot more people are, especially elderly people, I mean much older than us, so people in their 70s and 90s, instead of going to a nursing home, they want to stay at home. So, and then they're eligible to have so much care assistance. There's quite a diverse range of jobs in that type of field. So basically you're a health aide, so you go around and keep that person company for half a day, or wash their dishes, or vacuum their carpet, or do all the type of chores that they can't do themselves, and you get paid for that. So another one is a tutor. Whatever occupation you used to be before, you could probably provide some type of professional teaching skills towards that thing. So with me being an ex-programmer, I could probably help teach people programming. I'm not sure how effective that will be because it's not really much of a school subject. It's more something that people do when they're doing more adult type of training. So in the last one, and this is what my brother does at the moment, is working as a janitor. So, and he reckons it's great. It's no stress. Nobody talks to you. No one bothers you. You got no one, people not breathing down your neck. So he just basically goes around mopping up, cleaning toilets, bathrooms, that type of stuff. So I might add that all of these jobs are probably going to pay a fairly similar salary, which is minimum salary. But apart from a few exceptions, a lot of them will be fairly low stress type of jobs. And they do give you an income until you can get your real job, which is your business going. That's if you want to go that way. I hear a lot of drivers actually make such good money they don't need to do their own business. So you let me know what you think. So I hope this video is useful to somebody. Please like and drop us a comment and let me know what occupations that I've missed out on. So I've just concentrated on popular general type of occupations. I know there's a lot of rarer type of jobs, but I just didn't include those because they're not practical to get. Until next time.